sheds tears for Wendy Williams. They meant to say Gail. But like, I thought that this was a joke myself. I'm like, nobody needs to shed tears for me. I got this on lock. Okay.
When R. Kelly got interviewed, everyone's gonna want to talk to Bill Cosby just to get his side of the story.
I believe Oprah's the only one who would stoop to that level.
Yeah. You never know, man. It's thirsty out here in these streets, and also too, like,
I'm so glad the internet is waking up about this long forehead velociraptor looking ass bitch. I am so tired of Oprah. I really am. All these people in the world got a problem with you, and you think you ain't the problem. Even Taraji.
Y'all, this just went from messy celebrity gossip to a full-blown Hollywood takedown happening right in front of our eyes. Because nobody expected Taraji P. Henson to get dragged into the same storm that allegedly destroyed Wendy Williams. But now, people are starting to connect dots that honestly look terrifying. And the deeper you look into Oprah's history with women who publicly challenge her, the uglier this story gets. For years, Wendy Williams was one of the only people in Hollywood bold enough to speak on Oprah without fear. While everybody else treated Oprah like some untouchable queen when he kept throwing shots, exposing rumors, questioning her motives, even defending people Oprah allegedly helped blackball behind the scenes. And now fans are wondering if Wendy paid the ultimate price for it. Because the moment Wendy's health started declining, everything around her career collapsed fast. Suddenly Sherri Shepherd was sliding into her spot. Oprah was publicly celebrating Sherri. And Wendy? Completely isolated. No support. No protection. No comeback. But here's where this gets really disturbing. Taraji P. Henson recently opened up about feeling underpaid, emotionally drained, and pushed to her breaking point after working around Oprah's circle. Then people started remembering something Wendy warned everybody about years ago, that Oprah allegedly knows how to smile in your face while quietly ending your career behind closed doors. And now social media is asking one brutal question nobody can ignore anymore. Did Wendy Williams get pushed out of daytime TV because she knew too much about Oprah?
At my show, Oprah was a fabulous woman when she was on network TV, and Oprah did a lot of, Oprah's show was just a different vibe than mine. I don't intend on turning my show into the Oprah show. I intend on doing my hot topics. I want to giggle and wiggle, and I still want to be a fabulous oasis for people to come once a day for an hour and have a good time, and then we all go home. I don't have a lot of kumbaya moments. I enjoyed them on Oprah, but I'm not, I have to do a show that's true to my personality, and my personality is responsible, reliable, and accountable. I will be 47 this month, so what I want you to do when you turn on the Wendy show is know that you can take an oasis from your own problems. Because when I do my show, it's taking an oasis from my own life. So no, I am not the void of Oprah.
Okay, well, speaking of your own life, the
only thing the only reason why people say that is because we're both black.
Back when Wendy Williams first stepped into daytime television, a lot of people thought she was just another loud radio personality trying to stir up controversy for attention. But what most people didn't realize was that Wendy wasn't trying to become the next Oprah at all. In fact, she seemed determined to become the exact opposite of her. And honestly, that may have been the moment this entire feud quietly started brewing behind the scenes. At the time, Oprah Winfrey was still sitting at the very top of television. Nobody questioned her publicly. Nobody challenged her image. And definitely nobody in Hollywood wanted smoke with a woman that powerful. But Wendy? Baby, Wendy did not care. While everybody else was walking on eggshells around Oprah, Wendy was out here openly throwing shots on national television without blinking twice. And the more successful Wendy became, the messier things allegedly got between them. See, Wendy's whole brand was built on saying the things other celebrities were too scared to say out loud. She talked about everybody. Relationships, affairs, industry secrets, fake friendships, hidden agendas. Nothing was off limits. But when she started putting Oprah's name into those conversations, that's when people believed the tension became personal. Because Wendy didn't just criticize Oprah's show. She questioned Oprah's entire public image. She openly fueled rumors about Oprah and Gayle King's relationship. She mocked Oprah's business moves. She even defended people Oprah allegedly had issues with behind closed doors. And according to longtime viewers, Oprah never publicly responded the way Wendy did, but fans started noticing subtle signs that the media queen was not happy at all. Then things got even worse when more celebrities slowly started speaking up about their own uncomfortable experiences with Oprah. Even rapper Ludacris hinted that Oprah made him feel judged the moment he appeared on her platform. Instead of simply promoting his movie like the rest of the cast, Oprah allegedly made comments about not agreeing with his music and overall image, something Ludacris clearly never forgot.
I was there for a crash for the movie.
Yeah.
And basically she said something about not agreeing with my music, but she thought I did great in the movie. And of course I was up there with the whole cast of Crash. And so I didn't necessarily feel like that needed to be said. You know, you didn't agree with my music. And even if you don't agree with certain songs I made, say you don't agree with certain songs, don't say you just don't agree with all of mine.
That interview ended up opening an even bigger conversation online, because suddenly people started wondering if Oprah had a pattern of treating certain black celebrities differently depending on how acceptable they appeared to mainstream audiences. And once that narrative started spreading, baby, the floodgates opened. 50 Cent accused her of catering to wealthy white women. Ludacris felt publicly judged. Monique later claimed she was blackballed after refusing to play Hollywood games. And through all of this, Wendy Williams just kept talking louder, which is exactly why some fans now believe Wendy unknowingly painted a target on her own back. And if you thought Wendy was eventually going to calm down and leave Oprah alone, absolutely not. Because by 2018, she was still taking direct shots at Oprah on live television. This time over Oprah's Weight Watchers partnership. Wendy basically questioned how Oprah could sell weight loss products while still visibly struggling with weight herself, and social media completely exploded over it. Some people thought Wendy had gone way too far. Others believed she was simply exposing celebrity hypocrisy nobody else wanted to address. But either way, Oprah's name was back in Wendy's mouth again. Publicly, loudly, and relentlessly.
Oprah is the new face of Weight Watchers, plus she's got that investment with Weight Watchers, so she's like a boss and a dieter at the same time. There are a few pounds to lose. But if she doesn't lose any weight at all, and all she is a boss at Weight Watchers, you girls, don't be mad at Oprah because you guys dropped the football and she picked it up and ran to the bank.
Now here's where the timing starts looking real suspicious to a lot of people online. Because not long after Wendy continued publicly criticizing Oprah, her career suddenly started spiraling in ways fans still don't fully understand. Her health issues became public. Her show became unstable. Executives allegedly started distancing themselves. And behind the scenes, rumors were already beginning to swirl that certain powerful people in television were quietly preparing for Wendy's exit long before the audience even realized how serious things had gotten. And according to internet speculation, Oprah's name kept popping up in those conversations again and again. By the time Wendy Williams kept publicly calling Oprah out, a lot of people in Hollywood had already started whispering about something much darker happening behind the scenes. Because according to industry rumors, Wendy wasn't just attacking a celebrity anymore. She was allegedly going after one of the most powerful women in entertainment. And if there's one thing Hollywood has always protected, it's power. But then came the situation that completely changed how people looked at Oprah forever, the Monique fallout. See, at first, most fans thought Monique was simply bitter over her career slowing down after Precious. That's how the media framed it anyway. But once Monique started explaining what allegedly happened behind closed doors with Oprah and Tyler Perry, people suddenly started seeing a completely different picture. According to Monique, she was expected to do non-stop international promotion for Precious without proper compensation. And when she refused to play along, she claimed doors in Hollywood immediately started closing. Fast. At first, many people ignored her accusations. But then Oprah inserted herself into the drama in a way that left viewers deeply uncomfortable. Because instead of simply staying neutral, Oprah brought Monique's deeply painful family trauma into public television. And baby, that's when this situation crossed from messy Hollywood politics into something way darker.
Acknowledge what I've been in denial for 37 years. And that is, I did assault and inappropriately touch my sister in manners that were not comfortable for her. And for that, I apologize.
Brother ever apologized to you?
The apology that I got from my brother is, if you think I did something wrong, then I'm sorry.
They were my exact words to my sister. Well, there's no more if you think I did it. You were absolutely right with what you said.
That interview alone shocked viewers. Not just because of the emotional confession, but because people immediately started asking why such an intensely private family situation was being turned into public entertainment in the first place. And according to Monique, that wasn't even the worst part. Because later, she revealed that Oprah allegedly failed to fully explain who else would be involved in the segment before cameras started rolling. Monique claimed she only agreed because she thought the conversation would focus strictly on accountability and healing. But instead, she felt blindsided when other family members became involved. And once that happened, the internet exploded.
Parts to Oprah Winfrey that I haven't really spoken about publicly.
The other part with Oprah Winfrey is, yeah, you let me get thrown under the bus and you said nothing. The other part is you mess with my family. You mess with my mother, my father. She called me about my brother, right? Mm-hmm. And I said, listen, everybody can change. He wanted to apologize for molesting me. She said, Monique, would it be okay that he comes on? And would you like to come on? I said, I don't want nothing to do with that cat, but I don't want to get in the way of his blessing. If he's changing, I don't want to stop that. She never said my mother. She never said my father. Now, I know who my parents were because they're both gone. I know who they are. I know my mother's greed. I know my father's greed. And you did not say that you were going to have my parents, because had you said you had my mother. Now, we had a conversation.
Suddenly, Oprah's carefully crafted image as Hollywood's comforting safe space started cracking in front of people's eyes. Critics began accusing her of exploiting pain for ratings while hiding behind a polished public persona. Some even started comparing her to other daytime hosts who allegedly presented kindness on camera while operating very differently behind the scenes. And through all of this, Wendy Williams was watching. According to online speculation, Wendy was furious over the way Monique was allegedly treated. Wendy had already spent years criticizing Oprah publicly, but this situation allegedly pushed things into personal territory behind the scenes. Because to Wendy, this wasn't just celebrity gossip anymore. This was about powerful people humiliating black women publicly while the industry stayed silent. But here's where things start getting eerie. Fans now believe Wendy may have unknowingly predicted her own downfall while defending Monique. Because after years of surviving controversy after controversy, Wendy's career suddenly started collapsing at almost the exact moment she became more isolated in the industry. Her health struggles became tabloid headlines overnight. Executives appeared less supportive. And the same media world that once profited off Wendy's loud personality suddenly started treating her like a liability. Meanwhile, Oprah's image remained almost untouched publicly. And according to social media speculation, that contrast is exactly why people started revisiting Wendy's old warnings about Oprah all over again. Because once viewers connected the Monique drama, the ludicrous complaints, the 50-cent accusations, and Wendy's eventual removal from television, some fans started asking a very uncomfortable question. Was Wendy Williams simply another celebrity who allegedly learned the hard way what happens when you keep challenging one of the most powerful women in Hollywood? By the time Wendy Williams' health problems became impossible for the public to ignore, fans were already noticing something that honestly felt cold. The industry that once depended on Wendy's chaos, ratings, and viral moments suddenly started moving on without her at terrifying speed. And according to a lot of viewers online, it almost looked like people were preparing for Wendy's replacement before Wendy herself even realized what was happening. That's when Sherri Shepherd entered the picture. Now publicly, everything looked innocent. Networks framed it as a fresh start, a positive transition. Another talented black woman getting her opportunity. But behind the scenes, social media was already side-eyeing the timing of everything. Because while Wendy was struggling physically, emotionally, and financially, Oprah suddenly became one of the loudest celebrity supporters of Sherri's new rise in daytime television. And for fans who had followed the Wendy versus Oprah tension for years, the optics looked bad. Especially because Oprah rarely showed Wendy that same public love while Wendy was actually hosting her own show. But when Sherri stepped in, suddenly, the energy completely changed.
Currently delivering a lot of people, and Sherri, I would cry with you, but my lashes got to get me through.
I know, girl. I got the long ones on too. I can't lose these lashes. I can't lose this face.
I'll never forget your interview with Oprah Winfrey, who opened the door for you, for me. You brought something out of Oprah that I had never seen before. She was laughing, she was light, and you could tell that she understood that you knew and know who you are. And that's something I haven't seen before or since, so I want to make sure I give you your flowers. Do you have any other dream guests, Sherri, out there?
You make me cry.
It's the truth, Sherri. You are that girl, and I want you to know that because I've been watching and studying Oprah since I was 9 years old. And for the first time in my life, I went, whoa. She went from being idol to...
That interview immediately sparked backlash online. Some people thought it was harmless praise. Others believed it sounded way too symbolic, almost like Oprah was publicly passing the torch to Wendy's replacement right in front of everybody's faces. And honestly, that's when the conspiracy theories really exploded. Because viewers started revisiting old clips, old interviews, and old rumors Wendy had spent years talking about. People began questioning whether Wendy had slowly been blacklisted behind the scenes long before her official exit from television was announced. Then things got even more uncomfortable once Wendy finally addressed the Sherri situation herself. And baby, you could hear the hurt all over her voice.
Okay, so is there plans for a new show, or are you coming back to the Wendy Williams show?
Coming back to the Wendy Williams show. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Wow. Because I know they were talking about Sherry Shepherd taking over the show, a new what?
But I won't be watching her because I know what she's going to be doing, and that's really not my thing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That moment hit fans hard, because for the first time, Wendy no longer sounded like the fearless woman who spent years roasting celebrities without hesitation. She sounded isolated, bitter, exhausted, almost like somebody who already knew the machine around her had moved on. And according to online speculation, that's exactly why viewers started connecting Wendy's situation to what happened to Monique years earlier. 2 outspoken black women, 2 public fallouts, 2 careers suddenly collapsing after allegedly challenging powerful Hollywood figures. At that point, people weren't just gossiping anymore. They were building an entire pattern. But just when it seemed like the Oprah backlash was finally dying down, Taraji P. Henson unexpectedly entered the conversation and reignited everything all over again. Because during the press run for The Color Purple, Taraji emotionally opened up about feeling underpaid, emotionally drained, and exhausted from constantly fighting to receive proper respect in Hollywood. And while she never directly turned the interview into an anti-Oprah rant, viewers immediately noticed the tension the second Gayle King started responding to her emotional breakdown. Instead of comforting Taraji, many fans felt like Gayle was minimizing her pain in real time.
Are you thinking about it? Tired of working so hard, being gracious at what I do, getting paid a fraction of the cost.
And that clip spread fast, because suddenly, people started revisiting everything Wendy Williams had allegedly warned viewers about for years. The idea that Oprah's inner circle allegedly protects powerful industry interests while publicly presenting themselves as compassionate and supportive. Now, whether any of these rumors are actually true is something only the people behind closed doors would know. But what makes this entire story so disturbing for fans is the pattern they believe they're seeing. Wendy challenged Oprah for years that Monique accused powerful figures of blackballing her. Taraji emotionally broke down discussing unfair treatment, and somehow, Oprah's image always survived untouched while the women speaking out seemed to leave the situation damaged, isolated, or completely pushed aside. So now people online are asking the one question Hollywood keeps trying to avoid. Did Wendy Williams really lose everything because she refused to stay quiet about Oprah? And honestly, this may be why Wendy Williams' downfall still feels so unsettling to people years later. Because the deeper fans dig into these old interviews, the more it starts looking like Wendy wasn't just some messy talk show host creating drama for ratings. According to online speculation, she may have been one of the very few celebrities willing to publicly challenge people Hollywood quietly protects behind closed doors. And look what allegedly happened afterward. Her health declined, her show disappeared, her inner circle collapsed, and almost overnight, the same industry that once profited off Wendy suddenly acted like she no longer existed. Meanwhile, Oprah's empire kept moving forward untouched. Now add Taraji P. Henson to the mix. Add Monique. Add Ludacris. Add 50 Cent suddenly. This stops looking like random celebrity complaints and starts looking like a pattern people can't ignore anymore. A pattern where powerful figures allegedly stay protected while outspoken celebrities slowly become isolated, discredited, or pushed aside. And what really has the internet spiraling right now is the timing. Because insiders still believe Wendy's replacement was quietly being prepared long before the public ever knew how serious her situation really was. And the more fans revisit Oprah publicly celebrating Sherry Shepherd while Wendy was fighting for her career and health behind the scenes, the more uncomfortable this entire story becomes. But here's the craziest part. Nobody involved has fully addressed why so many celebrities seem to walk away from Oprah's circle feeling betrayed, embarrassed, or emotionally broken afterward. And until somebody finally does, these rumors are probably not going anywhere anytime soon. So now I want to know what you think. Did Wendy Williams really get pushed out after years of exposing Oprah? Or is the internet connecting dots that were never actually there in the first place?